Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to another episode of the Fake Spike Podcast with Tyler and Cole.
How you guys doing?
What do we got going on this week, buddy?
Got a couple topics we're gonna go over. We're not really gonna touch on recaps too much due to the fact that we'll go over the numbers that we got from our predictions from last week. We're not gonna touch on the fact too much because it's already Thursday by the time the podcast is going over. And then on top of that, we're gonna touch on next week 10 predictions, which would be good because we'll actually be on time for Thursday night football predictions now.
Right.
And we got the
Here's
Monday
the thing,
game.
guys. You want to go?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Here's the thing, guys. We were busy this week,
Yes.
so podcast is coming out later. But next week we have two podcasts coming out.
Yes.
We will record on Sunday night. We will record on Monday before the Monday night game and give our thoughts for Sunday games and all that stuff. Then we will have another podcast coming out on Thursday with our reaction to the Monday night game and then predictions and what's coming up in the next week.
Yeah, so podcast will be recording Monday to go out Tuesday at noon. And then podcast for Thursday will be being recorded Wednesday night to go out Thursday at noon. Just so you guys have a good idea of the scheduling.
And don't forget to check out the Fake Spike Podcast on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yes, and we appreciate all the support on the recent, even if people disagreed with me, on the recent YouTube short that now has collected 4,000 views.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
That's awesome. We appreciate it, guys.
Who's the best defense in the country, buddy? Saints. Get out of here. Anyway.
No, I looked up the rankings. Like I looked up defensive rankings. I said Broncos better than Chiefs. I was like, yeah, that makes sense in my head. And then fucking got flamed on YouTube.
A couple things have happened. But anyway.
It is what it is.
So, do you want to hit predictions first or do you want to hit topics first?
Let's go over the topics that we had from last week. The couple two tree that we had.
Right.
I think it was just two. And then we'll kind of dig into what we got going on this week, and then we'll hop into predictions to end it off. So, Juju and the Chiefs.
Juju and the Chiefs. That's a little different than Benny and the Jets, but
it is equally beautiful music, but not the point. So Juju is looking like a great player. This is what Cole's saying. And I've been watching a couple Chiefs games here and there. Juju, I guess in comparison to last year, I really wasn't watching last year. I don't know how he performed. So comparatively,
Juju was injured for the majority of last year, and it sucked. He came back for a playoff game against the Chiefs, and he did all right in that. He wasn't too bad. Can't blame him. Come on, off an injury, but early in the season and the season before that, he wasn't looking too hot. Now that he's got a coach that knows what he's doing. No offense, I like Mike Tomlin, but Andy Reid is 10 times better than he is. And Mahomes is worlds better than what the Steelers have at quarterback now and what Big Ben looked like last year. So he's in a good situation.
Looking better than he was last year. Comparatively doing a lot better. And that's the point. You get to see that a lot when you have a better coach, better quarterback. Better supporting cast for stars like that. See it all the time in pretty much every sport. The next one we have is Tyreek Hill and Waddle are an elite wide receiving duo. That's what Cole worded it as. Combined for 200 plus yards and 2 touchdowns. And then on top of that, Fields rushed for I closed up the thing, but I think it said 178 yards.
I believe 178 yards is correct. He was running wild, literally. But yeah, Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle are like out of this world better than any other wide receiver duo that I can think of in the league right now. Can you think of anybody? Evans and Godwin are good, but they haven't been playing like Jaylen Waddle and Tyreek Hill have.
Honestly, because I'm still high level view for this season, trying to get all the knowledge that I can get. Things kind of pop out, and I haven't seen anything pop out to me yet like that. I mean, you have teams that have great, first options, even a solid second option, but nothing like that.
Right.
We talked about this earlier. I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
Tyreek Hill has done 1,000 yards.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill has over 1,000 yards this season already, and it's what we've played. Have they played 9 games or 8?
They played. They're gonna play their. Oh, they played 9 because their bye is next week.
Okay, yeah, so they played 9 games already, and yeah, 1,000 yards already. That's absolutely nutty.
3 games was 170 plus yards, which is just insane, unreal. And then Justin Fields went crazy as well. Uh, that was crazy to watch. I was very thankful about that one. He was on the bench in my against the team I was playing in fantasy. But no, crazy. Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, insane.
My poor wife in fantasy went against Joe Mixon and Justin Fields.
How'd Joe Mixon do?
57 fantasy points. He scored 5 touchdowns.
Been a long week, buddy. Well, I was busy all weekend.
There's a lot of play. Yeah, I don't know what you were doing Sunday, but you were doing something.
I was all over the place with her family, my family.
Yeah. So Joe Mixon scored 5 touchdowns. There's a lot of players that don't get 5 touchdowns in a season, let alone 1 week.
That's insane. And
Yeah, I think
your woman had to play against that.
And Fields, it did not go well.
No, that's 100 points between the two of them.
She scored the 3rd highest in the league and lost. So yeah.
Well, that happens when you play against the first highest in the league.
Yeah. And all right. Anyway, see here on Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
I looked it up.
You looked it up?
Did I cut out there?
No, you did not. You were good, buddy.
Okay. I looked it up. That was Aaron Rodgers' first season starting.
2008, right? You said
2008. So it's been a long time since they've lost 5 games in a row. And who do they have this week? Do you know that offhand?
I do not. I can find out real quick. Packers. Cowboys.
So it's another rough matchup. But Mike McCarthy used to be the Packers head coach, so Aaron Rodgers might show up and say, "Hey, the hell with you." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might just come with that little extra oomph to beat the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys. I just looked at the record. I want to say they're 6-3. 6-3, maybe something like that.
I think they're 6-2, or
I think they had their bye week already. 6-2, yeah.
6-2. Okay, so
I mean, granted, the Packers are playing at home, though. You got to think about that too. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make for the Packers, but they're playing at home.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. We'll get into predictions later, but yeah, it's going to be tough without Romeo Dobbs. I think there's a ghost in your house.
There's a ghost in my house. Yeah, we'll for sure see what happens. Cowboys, good team. Packers, not so much. Struggling. So I'm definitely interested to see what's happening. I'm going to try and follow it a little bit tired of this week. I don't have a lot going on, so hopefully get that squared away.
Right.
What else you got for me, boss?
Let's see here. I think that is it for the topics. Seeing it, like, we're not going to get that deep into topics this week, seeing as everything happened 4 or 5 days ago at this point.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
Let's just go over our predictions.
Yes, sir. So I'm actually pretty excited about this.
Last week, you went 10-3, and I went 11-2.
So outside of the Saints matchup, I'm sorry to cut you off. Outside of the Saints matchup, where did we differ that I won? That's really all I want to know.
So we both took an L predicting the Bills against the Jets. And your other loss came when you predicted the Falcons to beat the Chargers. My other loss came when I predicted the Packers to beat the Lions.
Okay. So mine was I bet on the Lions in that game, I
Yes,
assume.
you did.
Okay, so that's the one that I won that you were fucking wrong. That's the one I'm holding here. That's the one I'm holding
Yeah.
because you've been watching for years. That's the one I'm holding right here, buddy.
Logic says the Packers should have won that game. Rodgers threw 3 red zone interceptions.
So he's having a bad day.
A real bad day. There's been seasons where he's only thrown 4 interceptions in the whole season. So
And throws 3 of them in one game.
yeah. All
That's
right.
insane.
And the week before that, you went 10-4, and I went 11-3. So of the weeks I'm keeping track of so far, you are 20-7, and I am 22-5.
And I am 0-2 against you, and that is the number I genuinely care about.
Okay. All right.
That's
see
rough.
here.
I got to turn around here.
Do you want to get right into the matchups?
Yes, let's touch base on the matchups. All right, let me pull my phone up. So we got some good, interesting football. I was about to say basketball. Good, interesting football this week. We're gonna start. Put back die every time we start this. I want to intro it like that. Thursday night football. We got the Falcons versus the Panthers.
Thursday night football. Jeff Bezos is paying for some prime content here.
Yes, sir.
The,
$1 billion.
What are the records? Do you have the records?
The Falcons are 4-5. Panthers are 2-7.
The elite of the elite.
Top dogs.
Do you have the home team?
Panthers.
I will take
in
the
Charlotte.
Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers too. I thought we were gonna differ on that one.
Panthers and Panthers, you got it, buddy.
I was hoping that would be the one that put me up this week, but I guess not. We're gonna agree on that one.
I heard that the Packers made a push to try to trade for DJ Moore, which would leave the Panthers with absolutely nothing. Trade deadline is already passed, so that's not going to happen, obviously.
Well, being the first option though, he can produce a lot, at least for him.
He definitely could have. But it's interesting to see that they at least tried. They tried.
They gave it an effort. So next on Sunday, we're going to start the morning off with Seahawks versus the Bucks
in Germany.
Is it in Germany? It is. It's in Munich. I couldn't remember. I saw the thing on Instagram today, but I couldn't remember what teams it was.
Yes, sir, in Germany. So
that'll be awesome.
It's going to be interesting considering both teams have a rather long flight to get there. I think this is the first NFL game in Germany in like decades. I can't remember if it's the first or if it's the first in decades. Here. What do you think of that game, buddy?
I'm gonna lean towards the Bucks actually, because I don't see anything that says anybody significant's gonna be out.
Why are you leaning towards the Bucks?
Honestly, I don't really have an answer. I'm just kind of I don't think the Seahawks have a little bit longer of a flight than the Buccaneers do. I'm just kind of betting on. I mean, I'm sure they're already over there. You know what I mean?
I'm almost positive they are. It's not like Brady's got a wife to go home to or anything.
Right. See, he's been over there practicing with them German chicks, trying to show them his wiener schnitzel. Throwing touchdowns, you feel?
Okay.
So I'm going Bucks. That's the point. Brady's blowing off some steam over there, showing off his wiener schnitzel. He's good. He's good to go.
The Bucks did not look good last week against the Rams. The Rams didn't look good either. It's amazing how far those two teams have fallen this offseason, this season, along with the Packers too. Like a lot of the playoff teams from last year do not look good this year. I think it's going to be the Seahawks. The Seahawks continue to look good, which is amazing. Geno Smith has been playing lights out, and they're going to get that they're going to get that really early pick from freaking the Broncos. So their team's going to be even better next year.
So speaking of which, we got the Broncos versus the Titans. Now the
The
Broncos being one of
Broncos.
the best defenses in the league, I feel like this might be a hard matchup for the Titans. I'm gonna say Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Titans too, even though that rookie quarterback of theirs, Malik Willis, does not look good at all. Do you know how many passes he threw last week? I
Malik,
already know the answer. So
how many passes he threw that were like successfully completed, or just in
yeah,
general?
how many? I think it's completions.
I do
Do you know
not
how
know
many? Five.
for the whole thing.
The whole game. Five completions.
No shit.
Was it five completions or five attempts? Hang
Was
on.
he all right? Was he okay?
He sucks, dude. He's a
I picked
rookie
up on
now.
that.
He's very early in his
5
career
for
and
16.
5 for 16. So yeah, he completed 5 passes. By the way, I'm pretty sure none of those completions were to a wide receiver. Which, by the way, maybe the Titans shouldn't have traded away AJ Brown. Just a thought.
There's people that have receiving yards. I mean, granted, one of them's this guy,
I'm
tight end.
pretty sure they're all tight ends and running backs, right?
It's looking like that one, buddy.
Yeah. So
Damn.
like I said, not not a completion to a wide receiver, which is absolutely crazy.
There's problem number one for them. I'm still
Although
saying the Titans though, because it's at home.
King Henry,
What's that?
King Henry, is that what you're saying? The Titans?
I'm saying the Titans because they're playing at home and they're 5-3. I'm using logic here.
They are a pretty good team. God, what the hell? Mind blanking.
Derrick Henry has more rush yards against stacked boxes, 8+ defenders in the box than any NFL running back group. He's fucking outranking teams.
Have you seen the size of him?
I can't say I have.
He's built like a freaking tank. And I absolutely love their coach, Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
The guy is an absolute monster. Like, he is just such a hard-nosed guy. Definitely gets his team behind him, and
But you want that in a coach. This camera keeps falling. I'm gonna lose my mind.
camera keeps falling down.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like a Selena Gomez song.
what?
Don't worry about
Anyway,
it. All right. So I got the Titans. You got the Titans?
I got the Tennessee Football Titans.
Tennessee Football Titans.
I don't know why.
Next we got the Browns versus Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins. Pretty simple reasoning.
Let's see. This is,
3-5.
I believe this is the last week that Deshaun Watson is suspended for. So, I can't type and think at the same time.
I know words are hard sometimes, buddy.
Okay, let's see here. Browns schedule. Because I know who they play Deshaun Watson's first week back.
They play the Bills next week.
They play the Bills next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Bills,
is not
Texans, Bengals. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I see. His first game back is December 4th against the Texans. I
Yes.
see what happened there. All right, so they're playing the Dolphins this week. I don't know who the hell on that team is going to be able to cover Jaylen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They're pretty good against the run, so not sure what Mostert and Jeff Wilson's the backup now, is going to do, but
see this. The answer to your question is they're not. So Browns are just gonna get smoked.
yeah, I'm gonna take Miami on that one.
Yeah. Well, there's no another option. Chiefs, Jags. What do we got there?
Uh, yeah, that's gonna be an easy Chiefs for me. The Jaguars have looked better this year than they have in years past, probably because they have a capable head coach now. Trevor Lawrence is looking good. He's kind of starting to get back to his college self. Christian Kirk is a good wide receiver, but I still think they need some more pieces before they can start winning games, like a significant amount of games. And I don't think there's a chance in hell they can beat the Chiefs. I mean, feel free to make
Pat
fun of
Mahomes.
me if the Jaguars win this game, but
I'm going Chiefs too. Pat Mahomes. Chiefs are 6-3, 6-2. I apologize. It's at home. There's really not a whole lot of arguments for the Jags there. I like Christian Kirk and I like Trevor Lawrence, and I have both of them on the bench. Well, Christian Kirk's starting. Not the point. I like both of them, but
their running back Travis Etienne, he's pretty good.
there's really not a whole lot else going on there, though.
I agree. I don't think they'll be able to keep pace with the Chiefs' offense.
No. So I'm going Chiefs. You're going Chiefs.
Absolutely going Chiefs.
Next matchup we got Lions and the Bears.
Lions and the Bears.
Lions, Tigers, Bears on my.
Uh,
This is in Chicago. Real quick, Lions are 2-6. Bears are 3-6.
I'm gonna be going the Bears here. Justin Fields is starting to look good. Chase Claypool has been there for at least a full week now, so maybe they can use him a little bit on Sunday. Darnell Mooney looked pretty good last week. Cole Kmet looked like a monster, and nobody could stop Justin Fields from rushing. And
Nah,
I
he was
don't,
moving.
and I don't think anybody on the Lions is going to be able to stop him either. Lions defense is pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Cole Kmet was pretty solid. Um, Fields obviously went crazy. I think so for multiple reasons. One being the recent successes that Justin Fields had, plus the fact that they statistically are a better team, though not by much, maybe half a game. It's also in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going Bears. You going Bears?
I'm going to Bears.
Okay, so far we disagree on one game.
Yeah, we're not really disagreeing on a whole lot here. So next one, Texans Giants.
The
Giants.
Texans are absolutely horrible.
This is zero conversation. It's the Giants. It's got to be the Giants. They're killing it.
I think this is going to be a very fast game because who's the Texans' best player? Damian.
I can't think about that, buddy.
Yeah, the Texans' best player is Damian Pierce. Who is the Giants' best player?
Also, can't think about that one. You got me. My brain was focused on so much on figuring out who the fuck played well for the Texans that I was trying to fucking remember. So the Giants are coming off a bye,
right?
But quarterback's pretty solid. Saquon Barkley.
There you go.
Killing it.
Texans are coming off a mini bye with that Thursday night game, so they've had
change.
What's that?
Like a week and change.
Yeah, they had like 9-10 days off, something like that. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be a very quick game because both teams love to rush the ball. Damian Pierce, Saquon Barkley. So the clock's just constantly going to be running.
They have good players overall in general on the Giants. You know, Tanner Hudson looks like a pretty solid tight end. And then Darius Slayton seems like a pretty solid wide receiver. Maybe they just had standout weeks, but honestly, those seem to be like the guys that stand out. And they seem to have a good quarterback too.
I wouldn't be surprised. What did you just say?
They seem to have a good, okay quarterback.
Yeah, I wouldn't be complimenting Daniel Jones too much, buddy.
7 for 31 isn't great. Don't get me wrong, but
It's
Maybe it's
not good
easy
at
to make somebody
all.
look that good when you have somebody like Saquon Barkley on the team.
Yeah, probably. And that defense has been performing pretty well too. But this, I wouldn't be
College.
surprised at all if the final score of this game was 17-10, 17-14, something like that.
Think so?
I think it could be a really low scoring game.
Fair enough. So we're both going Giants.
Absolutely.
The last 1 o'clock game for this Sunday, we have the 6-2 Bills against the 7-1 Vikings.
Oh man, this game is really hard to predict with the Josh Allen injury because we don't know if he's going to be playing. We don't know if he's going to be playing at 50% or what's going on. If I was the Bills, I'd probably sit him down for this game, try to let him rest up, and start Case Keenum. Ugh.
So the Bills are coming off a loss
Right.
against the Jets. And to top that off, the Vikings are currently on a 5-game win streak. Now it is in Buffalo. So there maybe it has an effect. I don't think it's going to very much, I'll be honest with you. So I'm going Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings too, mainly because of the Josh Allen injury. If Josh Allen was healthy, I'd easily go Bills here. But the Vikings are a good team that nobody is really talking about too much because I think everyone's focused on the undefeated Eagles as they should be.
Yeah, that the Eagles are wild, but we'll get to them a little bit later. Vikings just have good players though, like all around, people that all contribute.
Wait, did you see that video of Kirk Cousins on the plane?
No, I did not. You're gonna have to send it to me.
Yeah, he's shirtless on the plane, wearing like everybody's chains, and he's just like dancing.
So tell me about Justin Jefferson, plays for the Vikings, wide receiver. Is he really that guy?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. See, I know the answer when I ask the question because you can see Cole's face go like stone faced. And he's like, "Is this motherfucker really asking me this question?" But he's got to remember that I have limited time to like binge all this shit, so I have to ask questions.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson is at minimum top 5 in this league.
Oh shit. Huh.
Like I'd struggle to put 3 receivers ahead of him. The only ones I could see any argument being made for, if you're going based off of the last 2 years, is Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs. If you want to consider Devontae Adams, I could see that, but he hasn't looked as good since he got to the Raiders. I know he had an absolutely blow-up game last week, but the week before that, he had 1 catch for 3 yards. So,
Okay.
DeAndre Hopkins just got back, or as I call him, PED Hop.
That's fucked up.
He's off to a good start this year in his 2 or 3 games he's played so far. But I think Kyler Murray's going to start falling off because Call of Duty's out. And yeah.
Fair enough. Our last 1 o'clock game is a battle of the boys.
I thought you said that 2 games ago.
No, I said we were almost done with our 1 o'clock games.
Oh.
We got a couple 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock games. We got 6 games left to go over. Our last 1 o'clock game is a battle of the boys, but also a battle of the bottom. The 3-6 Saints versus the 2-6 Steelers. So it is in Pittsburgh.
I'm already writing your answer down, buddy.
I appreciate that. There is a laundry list of things wrong with both teams that make us not look so great.
Well, there's this guy coming back. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name's TJ Watt, I think it is.
I've heard of him, yeah.
The defensive player of the year last year.
Is he good?
Yeah, a little bit. Tied the record for sacks of the season last year at 22.5. And
Who
I
owns
think
Saints? That's
think he's a little hungry to get back on that field.
and this is his first week back.
This will be his first game back, assuming he is back. If not, I'm gonna be really fucking sad.
Oh, if this is his first week back, I'm still going to the Saints.
You'd go the Saints regardless.
I'll go the Saints against the fucking Eagles, dude. I don't give a shit. Not the point. You have a guy that you're claiming that you're looking at like the second coming here, buddy. But it's his first day back. I'm not worried about that. No stress in that, buddy. No stress.
You know who is worried about that?
Oh,
Your right tackle.
okay.
Along with everybody else, because when TJ Watt's on that field, they double team him a good portion of the time, and that leaves Cam Hayward one-on-one, Alex Highsmith one-on-one. Our pass rush can get home, especially if Larry Ogunjobi comes back too, but he did not practice today, so we'll see.
Okay, so where are you going?
I think I just spoke Spanish to Tyler. I'm sorry.
What are you going?
Steelers.
Steelers. Okay. Well, now
Partly
we see
because
where
I'm
the
going
differences are gonna come for the predictions for next week. Dude, I've been looking at getting a Saints jersey. I might get some Saints gear here soon. 3-5-1 Colts versus the 2-6 Raiders.
Okay, how about them Colts? They fired Frank Reich. Okay.
Okay.
And they hired Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday.
That is a person, not a date that they hired him, T.
All right, got it. Thanks, dickhead.
Jeff Saturday used to be the center for the Colts. He was the center for the Packers for a while too. And he was on ESPN last week.
Okay.
He's never coached offensive line. He's never been an offensive coordinator. Like, he's never coached. So I'm kind of concerned about this. And the Colts were looking shitty already.
Okay.
Who are they playing again?
Raiders.
The Raiders. Talk about crappy coaches. McDaniels is a hell of a freaking offensive coordinator, but he can't seem to coach his way out of a wet paper bag. Anytime he's tried to be a head coach, he's fallen flat in his face and ran back to Belichick. So I'm gonna go the Raiders on this one. I know I just criticized their head coach, but the other team doesn't have the weapons they need to win this game, regardless of head coach.
They're both bad teams.
Both bad teams. One coach is yet to be seen. The other coach kind of sucks. But Derek Carr is better than Sam Ehlinger, and Devontae Adams is better than Michael Pittman.
So I'm going, based off the information that you just fed me, I'm going to go Raiders too, in the matchup against the Colts. So we got 4 games here. I am saving the best for last. We'll mention that. Though I don't really think it's a great matchup. I just think it happens to be the best team in the league.
Right.
So the next one we got is the 3-6 Cardinals, 3-5 Rams.
The Cardinals versus the Rams.
Yes. You just made me second guess myself. I hate you. Now it's home for the Rams.
This isn't going to be a very fantastic game. Both teams are really struggling this year.
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to lean the Cardinals on this one.
The Kyler Murray seems like he's doing all right. He's not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not a bad quarterback.
And I don't really see a whole lot about the Rams having. I'm sorry to cut you off again. I don't really see a whole lot about the Rams having options like when I say options like that, I mean like obviously they have some people they can either pass to. Everybody's got that's literally what their fucking jobs are to be a wide receiver. But like the quality of the options, Cooper Kupp is on the Rams, right?
If you say anything bad about Cooper Kupp, we need to scrap this podcast.
I wasn't gonna say anything bad.
Okay.
Like who else really? Higbee,
I
but he's
mean,
had a couple rough weeks.
yeah. Higbee's probably the second best weapon on that team. I mean, Stafford's okay. He seems like he's hurt this year. Doesn't seem like he's doing too well. Um, Sean McVay's still an incredible coach. Cliff Kingsbury's a shitty coach. But I think I'm gonna have to lean the Cardinals on this one because I think they have the better quarterback right now. D Hop and Cooper Cup. I lean Cooper Cup, but DeAndre Hopkins isn't that far behind.
I'm going to talk
Oh,
about that. That kind of balances out almost.
I completely forgot about Cooper Cup when we were talking about Justin Jefferson earlier.
I got
But
you.
yeah, Cooper Cup, Justin Jefferson,
3.5
Jamar
minutes.
Chase, elite wide receivers. What's that?
3.5 minutes. So I'm going Cardinals too. Kyler Murray. Solid quarterback, better options than the Rams. Rams have a couple like really, 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 really good options, but the quantity is limited in there.
Bottom line is, I don't think either one of these two teams is making the playoffs this year.
So we got Cowboys and Packers. The Cowboys 6-2, the Packers 3-6. Easy W for the Cowboys.
You're going Cowboys on that one?
Yeehaw.
Man, the Packers are struggling so bad right now. I'm tempted to pick them just to be different than you. What time's this game?
4:30.
4:30. If it was
Green
an
Bay.
8 o'clock game, I'd consider it, but I think I'm gonna have to stick with the Cowboys.
Why does it matter if it's an 8 o'clock game?
I think Rodgers would show up a little bit more in prime time.
Fair enough.
But
it is in Green Bay though.
That's true, but yeah,
I'm still going Cowboys.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Cowboys too. Aaron Jones is kind of hurt too, so that's one of their best weapons they have there, if not the best weapon outside Rodgers. But I don't know if I'd consider Rodgers that great this season either.
So the next matchup we got, we're going with the 49ers, 4-4 49ers and the 5-3 Chargers.
Chargers and 49ers, you said? You know what's funny? Freaking SeatGeek sent me like a notification that there was tickets to that. I'm like, I'm in Pennsylvania, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Maybe they want to sell you on the plane ticket too.
Oh yeah, totally.
End-to-end user experience, minute and a half.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers on this one.
I'm going 49ers just because we saw the performance of Christian McCaffrey after he acclimated to the 49ers offense. CMC, man.
The Chargers are really banged up right now.
Last one we got, the 4-5 Commanders, arguably the best team in the league. Against the Eagles. Fucking Eagles win.
If there's anybody that can do it, it's the Commandos.
The Redskins. So anything anybody can do is the Redskins. Maybe if they had prime RG3.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lean the Eagles too. But the Commanders are the team that stopped the 11-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers had a really fucking easy schedule that year too, just like the Eagles do now.
Okay, so we're both going Eagles though?
Yeah, we're both going Eagles.
All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you did, drop us a 5-star rating. If you're on YouTube, please consider liking the podcast and subscribing to the channel. Hit us up on all social medias. Links are down in the description below to Instagram and TikTok that we're on.